All right, today we're going to go on a little cosmic journey to figure out who we really are, at least astrologically speaking. Most of us, we know one little piece of the puzzle, but it turns out there's a much bigger and frankly, way more fascinating picture of our place in the universe. So let's just dive right in.
It's the classic question, right? You meet someone, and one of the first things that comes up is, so, what's your sign? And pretty much every time we're talking about our sun sign. It's the one you see everywhere. But what if I told you that in one of the oldest astrological systems on the planet, your sun sign isn't even the most important piece of the puzzle?
So yeah, this quote from a really foundational text on Vedic astrology, which is also called Jyotish, it completely flips the script on us. It lays out this clear hierarchy, and the sign we all know and think is so important, it actually comes in third. So if the sun isn't number one, then what is?
Okay, so sitting at the top of that list, the most important factor is something called the Lagna. You might also know it as the Ascendant. The best way to think about it is like it's your personal anchor in the giant swirling cosmos. It is the starting point for your entire astrological chart. The Lagna is, well, it's incredibly specific. This isn't just about the day you were born. It's about the exact minute and the exact location. That sign that was literally rising on the eastern horizon at the moment you took your first breath, that sets the first house of your horoscope. It creates this unique map of the sky that belongs only to you. It's literally your personal orientation to the entire universe. So here's the really crucial part. Why is the Lagna so important? Well, for one, it represents your physical self, your actual body, and the specific path you're going to walk in this life. But what makes it so incredibly powerful is that it's doing double duty. It's both a point of fortune, what's called a kona, which represents your past karma and all your blessings, and at the very same time, it's a point of action, a kendra, which is all about your efforts right now. It's where destiny and your own free will literally intersect, and that shapes the very lens through which you see the world. Okay, so moving on to the second most important factor. This one takes us from our outer path and brings us inside. We're diving deep into our internal landscape now, and that is all governed by the moon. In Vedic thought, the planets aren't just these rocks floating in space. They're seen as divine forces. So this amazing image of the moon deity, it's not just some pretty art. It's a symbol of what the moon governs inside of us, our ever-changing inner state, our feelings, and how we take in and process the world around us. The sign your moon was in when you were born, that's called the Chandra Lagna. It reveals the nature of your mind, or manas, as it's called in Sanskrit. Now, this isn't just about your random, fleeting thoughts. This is about your deep emotional harmony, your social instincts, and all the conditioning from your past. The old texts say the moon's placement determines the rasa, which literally means the juice and nectar of life. It's what makes life feel rich and meaningful and worth living. And now we finally arrive at the star of the show, at least in Western astrology, the sun. In the Vedic system, its role is just as profound, but it's much, much more specific. See, it's not really about your personality, it's about your soul. And just like we saw with the moon, this depiction of the sun deity helps us connect to its much deeper meaning. The sun is the source of all life, right? So astrologically, it represents our core essence, our spirit, that unchanging light of consciousness that's deep inside all of us. So your sun sign points to your Atma, your true self, your soul. If the moon represents the fluctuating, changing mind, the sun represents the constant, independent observer behind the mind. It's not about your likes and dislikes. It's about your central purpose, your soul's mission for this entire lifetime. It's the very core of who you are. So we've got the Lagna, the moon, and the sun. But here's the thing, they aren't separate pieces. They actually form this amazing cosmic trinity. And together, they create a complete, multi-layered portrait of you. This really gets us to the dynamic interplay at the heart of our own being. You have the sun. It's like the divine spirit, that spark of fire and consciousness. And then you have the moon, which is the cosmic creative force, like the reflective waters of the mind. Together, they represent this primal duality that exists inside every single one of us. Okay, so to really put it all together and make it stick, let's use a super simple analogy.
Just imagine you're on a road trip, okay? Your Lagna, your Ascendant, that's the car you're driving in this life. It's your body, your physical reality, the road you're actually on. Now, the moon is the driver of that car. It's your mind, your emotions, all your past conditioning that decides how you drive. And the sun? Well, the sun is the ultimate destination. It's your soul's purpose, the entire reason you're even on this journey. See, you really need all three to get the whole picture.
So the next time someone asks you, what's your sign, you'll know the answer is way more interesting than just one word. You're not just one sign. You are this dynamic, incredible interplay of your physical path, your emotional mind, and your soul's deepest purpose. The real question isn't what sign you are, but how this cosmic trinity works together to make you, well, you.